In this session, we'll be seeing on conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is one of Excel's significant features, a very useful tool for visualizing the numeric data. Normally, the formatting is applied to a cell. So you have the cell and a formatting is applied where to a cell where the value is present. Applying a conditional formatting can be done on selective basis or automatic basis. Or we can say the conditional formatting is an alternative way of creating a chart. So I've taken the example of a data set of One Day International, okay, from the Kaggle database. So here the data set shows the name of the player, span or the time period where the player played the matches. Then the next is the number of matches that they played, and I've taken then the innings separate where the batsman is batting, then balls bowled, runs given, then wickets taken. So we work with various types of conditional formatting. So before getting into that, let's have an overview of the conditional formatting. So in your Excel sheet, go to the Homes tab. In the Homes tab, come to Style. In the styles, you click the conditional formatting. So when you open the conditional formatting, you have the drop down list which specifies a particular rules, right? So here you have first comes your highlight cell rules. So it asks about the cells which are greater than a particular value. If suppose I require a particular cell has to be highlighted on a particular color, maybe greater than, say, greater than 200 matches or greater than 300 matches. So particular cell can be done. The similar way you have less than, suppose you have less than value to be put, that can be done. Then between values from this value to this value, a particular range. Then you want a particular value equal. If particular value has to be tested and that value has to be equal, then you can highlight the color. Then this is about text that contains, suppose you need a text that has to be chosen and that can be highlighted, right? So we'll be working with step by step. Suppose in this case we require a value to be selected. Suppose in this case, suppose I require a player who has played more than 200 matches. So first what you have to do is that go to cell column D where you have the matches, then ensure that you are selecting the range, right? You have to select the range. So shift control down arrow key. Okay, I have mostly 100 players over here. So once you selected it, then go to Home tab and come to Styles, the conditional formatting. Then come to Highlight Cell Rules and click greater than. So a greater than dialog box will open. In this you can enter. In this case we are going to check, we have to highlight those cells in a particular color where the player has played more than 200 matches. So 200 I put, and I require the matches. The color could be anything, right? It could be right filled with dark color, or it could be yellow, or it could be green filled with dark green text. Then write red fill, right? Then you have red text, right? The number is in red. Then you have red border. So in this case you have the cell has been highlighted in red border, right? Then you can do the custom format also depending upon the requirements you need. Okay, so we'll be working with the first one basics, so that I'll be ensuring that it should fill with yellow, fill with dark yellow text. Click that and click OK. So when you do that, automatically Excel will highlight those cells where the player has played more than 200 matches. So you find that the matches which are below 200 and equal to 200, it has not highlighted, right, in this case. So these are matches that the player has played more than 200. So I scroll the, then you have this one, right? So this is one condition that you can do that. This is that one set of conditions where if we require to do. Suppose in the same cell, the matches, suppose I require the players who has played less than 120 matches. Similar way, first you select the range of cells. So shift control down arrow key, then go to conditional formatting, the styles, go to conditional formatting, then highlight cell rules, then less than. So in this case, I require the matches to be less than 120. So I type 120 and ensure that I put this in green field with dark green text. So then select it. Okay. So the Excel will highlight the cells where the matches were played less than 120. So this is the basic condition formatting that you can work with, right? In a similar way, when we go below the conditional formatting, you can put the values in between equal to text contains, right? Suppose we want to test this text that contains. Suppose I require in this player list, I need, suppose the player having the J between their name, then that cell has to be highlighted. So first what we have to do is that shift control down arrow key, right? Then from the home tab, go to styles, then conditional formatting. Then I have to highlight those cells where the condition has to be fixed. My condition is that in the name of the player, the J letter should come, right? If there is a J letter, then the particular name of the player should get highlighted. So I'll be just getting this text that contains, click that. A text that contains dialog box will open. In this case, I require the letter J. So I put J, right? Then I ensure that I require the field to be in green field, right? Yellow field. I put it yellow field, or red text. I'll put it in red text. Okay. So then I click OK. So in this case, you find that the players who are having J in their name, right? In their name, if they are having a J letter, that text has to be highlighted in red. So that can be done. So in this case, you find that Vakar units, there is no J. In this case, you have WPUJC. J is the letter. The text gets highlighted in red. In a similar way, we have Jayasurya, Srinath, J Srinath, right? Then you have GH Callas. Then you have JM Anderson. So this is the conditions that is very important while working with the huge number of data sets where we require the players, or could be any data set, could be employee data set, it could be students database, or it could be the customers database. If our banker, we can highlight those customers who have defaulted their loans. So this can be used for better way of doing, instead of entering the formulas, right? In the Excel, if conditions and all, you can directly highlight with the help of this one. Or instead of getting into the VBA macros and all, you can do, it's a better way of doing it. Suppose I require that the conditional formatting that I have done, I want to clear it. So you can get into and you can clear the selected conditional formatted that you have done. So just select the range of cells, shift control down arrow key, and go to conditional formatting. Then below you have the clear rules. So first you have to select which clear rules from selected cells. Suppose you require that in a particular selected cells that you have done the conditional formatting, and this time you don't require it, just clear the rules. When you click that, the rules get cleared, right? So in similar way, we can also clear the rules for this also. I don't want the red color of the text. I require the, without conditional format, I require the normal one. Right? Shift control down arrow key and go to conditional formatting, then clear rules from selected cells. So this is the steps that we can follow. Then suppose I require the average, the bowling average. Suppose I require the find the bowling average, where the number of balls which is above the average, above average, that should be highlighted. That cell should be highlighted. It means that, so I require the average of the balls, right? The balls bowled. So average, put the average function, right? Average function equal to, and what is the average balls bowled? So shift control down arrow key, then enter. So I'm getting the average of 80448. So the condition that we are going to test here is that I require, what is the number of balls that has been bowled should be greater than the average balls. If it is there, then that particular cell has to be highlighted, right? So in this case, these cells will be highlighted. So in this case, 18811, this is greater than the average of the balls bowled, this cell has to be get highlighted. That is the condition that I'm going to put, right? So in this case, click the particular cell, select the particular cell F3, then shift control down arrow key, go to conditional formatting. So in that case, you go to the top bottom rows, okay, then come to the above average, click the above average. So above average, then let it be in red, light red filled with dark red text, then click this OK. So you find that the cell get highlighted above average. So the values which is greater than the average of balls bowled, that is 8048, so it gets highlighted. In this case, you find 7764 is the value which is not greater than the average cells bowled, right? So this is above average that you can use for the conditional formatting. Suppose I require the below average to be bold. So in that case, first I will just clear the rules over here. So shift control down arrow key, then go to conditional formatting, clear rules, clear rules from selected cell. Now the rules is get over. Right now we require that I need values that has to be highlighted, which should be less than the average number of balls bowled. So shift control down arrow key, then conditional formatting, then go to top or bottom rules, then go to below average, then you click OK. So in this case, you find that the values which is 181 is not highlighted. In this case, I require the values which is less than 8048 should be highlighted, right? So in this case, we find that 7764 7489, okay, then 7965 7461 6511 6256. So this can be done, right? Suppose I require the number of wickets, which player has got the highest wicket taker, right? In that case, or we can go for with the help of the data bar. We can use the data bar also, right? So I select the particular range of the wickets, shift control down arrow key, then I go to conditional formatting and come to the data bars, third one, data bars. So I put this as gradient field or solid fill. So in this case, I put the gradient fill. I click the green part, okay, and let's click it. So in this case, you find that the wickets which the player has taken. So I'll just expand this one. It becomes easy for right. Now in this case, you find that the player who has taken the higher wickets, where the data bar is also there, then value is also there. So this is an alternative way of creating your chart. Suppose you're getting into chart, you have the two dimensions to be shown. One is x-axis and the y-axis. In this case, that is not required. Automatically, you can find that the data which is the largest data, the bar is the higher bar shows. So we'll just scroll down below. So you find that the data bar get reduced as the values, the wickets are less. Okay, the wickets, number of wickets, higher wickets just taken by is Muralidharan, right?